Well, thank you very much. My name is Pascal Villeneuve. I'm the UNICEF representative in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So yeah, in DR Congo we have a very large program. It's one of the largest programs of UNICEF in the world. Of course, it's big because the needs are very important. The population is large as well. We have programs in several areas, in health, nutrition, HIV/AIDS, water and sanitation, basic education, and child protection. And then we have a number of cross-cutting strategies that on gender, statistics, and social policies. So this program is delivered through an extensive network of sub-offices. We have 14 sub-offices in the whole country. We have a workforce of about 500 staff. So it's a very large operation. I would also add that, of course, we don't work alone. We work through expanded partnerships and collaborative arrangements with the government, with NGOs and civil society organizations, but also with other UN organizations. We have several joint programs with other UN organizations. We also work with the media, with the several universities. So I think the idea really is to for issues that affect children, to really create partnerships, bringing together all different actors who have different capacities and who in a way own a part of the solution. So by bringing everyone around the table, you leverage their potential and you harness collective actions to achieve results for children. Well, there are many good memories. I think the best memories are always when where you can see a smile on a child's face, a child who has been exploited, child soldiers who is finally freed from the armed group. But also I have good memories of teenage girls who, for example, were able to resume schooling because their forced marriage had been cancelled. These are young girls, usually 14, 15 years old, who were forced to marry, usually with an older man, and as a result they had to quit schooling. They couldn't go to school anymore. And I remember on several occasions a situation where, as a result of UNICEF's action and community pressure, the forced marriage was cancelled and the girl was able to resume schooling, and usually she was just so happy. So I just wanted to give this example. Right, thank you very much. It's a very important question. Indeed, the issue of child soldiers in DR Congo has for many years been a really important problem because of the multiplication of armed groups, particularly in the eastern part of the country. And I think we estimate that there are still around 4,000 children who are still child soldiers in Congo. This being said, there is a very strong program to demobilize child soldiers. It's a program which is run by the peacekeeping force, the MONUSCO, the UN peacekeeping force, and UNICEF and other partners. And there is progress. The national armed forces are still listed among the parties which recruit child soldiers, but the trend is diminishing, so there is progress on that front. But there are still too many armed groups which are still enrolling children, and this is something we continue to work on. One issue, of course, is to prevent children from being enrolled. Then, of course, to demobilize child soldiers, to take them away from the armed groups, and then to reintegrate them into their communities, to reunite them with their families. So it's a fairly complex program, but a program that is absolutely necessary. Well, thank you very much for your question. Child marriage is a practice that is still quite important in countries like DR Congo. Almost 50% of girls are married before the age of 18. And we know that the practice of child marriage is associated with a number of unfavorable outcomes. We know, for example, that adolescent pregnancies are associated with higher mortality rates. The babies born from a teenage mother tend to die more, at a younger age than babies born from an adult woman. They also tend to be more malnourished. We also know that a married girl will tend to quit school sooner than if she's not married. So there are a number of very unfavorable outcomes associated with child marriage, and therefore it's really important to consider child marriage as a development issue for the country as a whole, and of course as a violation of human rights. The causes vary from, depending on the country context, but usually girls are married as a result of community pressure, as a result of harmful social norms that need to be changed. In Congo, like in other countries in Africa, also in other countries in Asia, UNICEF, together with governments and other UN organizations, are working together to address this problem. Well, UNICEF is a unique organization. Well, first of all, I think it has a unique mandate to be able to work for children. I think we all agree that children are the future of our society. So if we invest today in children, we're building stronger societies. So it's really an organization where you work for the children of today, but we're building the future of our nation. So it's a very exciting mandate. I think it's a unique mandate. And it's been a privilege to work for UNICEF during all these years. Well, I would like to convey a message to Korean supporters of UNICEF. Korea was the recipient of international solidarity for 43 years. And Korea has now been a provider of international solidarity for 21 years. And I think the fact that Korean supporters of UNICEF are so generous is grounded on this specific history of being previously a recipient of international solidarity. So I would like to encourage our friends in Korea to continue their generous support to make this world a better world for children everywhere. 감사합니다.